While I'm watching reason 136,925 on why you want to have your offspring not be considered part of the community. Yeah, we know who you are. I'm watching you right now, Mr. I don't even know what to call you. Mr. Murder the Punani. Yeah, you murder the Punani. Murder Panini. Murder Panera. Anyway, let's get into this video. Don't make me roast you. I'm roasting your pro whack ass later. Shout out Black Ram 313. I got receipts. That's all I'm gonna say. Mr. Panini, the Panera murder. Anyway, what is this video about? Pitfalls that the multiracial class need to avoid so that you can have your offspring officially be considered as no longer a part of this Eidos community we like to call the former rotting corpse of the so-called black community. Shout out to Kirigake Jones. But in any case, let's get down to it. First of all, we got breeding with low quality non-black females. Yes, what am I saying here? Oh, are there plenty of black females who are quality? Yes, I've admitted in this channel that's fine. You're better off dealing with them than your low quality non-black women. Now, what are examples of these, you ask? Well, for example, Amber Geiger. I mean, we just saw this waggle basically get a slap in the wrist. You know, the Fisher-Price hammer for basically murdering a thinking black man. And all in posthumous memory of Bolton Jean, his own brother, decided to make a slick hit on the person who took out his own flesh. Anyway, there's your example of low quality non-black females. I mean, we've seen it all around. You got these chicks who are in it for the money, chicks who are just a pain in the ass, chicks who buy into the 5th and 6th wave of feminism, or just 3rd and 4th wave of feminism in general. I mean, talking about, yeah, they may get with you as a thinking black man, but other than that, they still see you as a man. And they still see you as a walking wallet and ATM. And you know, a lot of people in the community will try to say that, well, you know what, if she gets with you and you're not a pookie, she only sees you as beta bucks. Because, anyway. Yeah, we also have a bunch of woe-fickies in the world, woe-fickies in the Latina cholos and the Asian, I guess, baby girl equivalents of that, who tend to be low quality if you're a thinking black man who is really on the up and up and can get a dime of any race. I mean, if that's the case, then yeah, you want to have fun with these kind of women, but don't put all your eggs in that basket. Now, if you are a pookie, a former Ray Ray who's trying to improve your life, then a woe-fickie or an Asian or Latino equivalent of that, it's probably better for you than the Scraggle Dagger. I'm just going to say that right now. Same thing for the black females out there who are of quality. Make sure you don't get with any of these bottom shelf brads, with these dirty Sanchez's, these Soy Lees. Shout out to King Sigma. We're coming up with those quotes. And any sort of variant of bottom shelf individual of another race. Now, this is something that we both need to make sure that occurs. Because if not, we're going to have a situation like we saw last week with Jason Roger Pope. Him going around and doing way worse than knocking up a handful of Scraggle Daggles to have a bunch of offspring kids who don't know who, or probably wouldn't want to know who at this point, their dad is. And now, on the side note, now we're definitely seeing the Daggle Force, the Scraggle Daggle Babble, talking about how, well, black man, you didn't do anything. It's your fault. You didn't protect us from the willing. You didn't guard us from going after this K-Fed lookalike. And now you're having the dating coaches come up with excuses talking about some, well, yeah, these chicks, they were just 85s. You know, they're 85 octanes and 83 octanes and diesels. And these were the chicks that I put in my lawnmower, or the power my lawnmower while I'm mowing my lawn with no shirt off, just to, you know, flex. Because I gotta flex, you know, that the hose season's about to be over, officially at the end of Halloween and cuffing season, because I need some cuffs. I need some 92 octanes to cuff me, because I mean that's all I mess with. That's all I mess with. 92s, 96s, 105.9s, all the finest octane sisters. My game is not for you to get after those sisters. I swear. I mean, it's not it. Even though that's what the most of the community is, and I tell you to go after the sisters, I mean, that isn't what it's for anyway. The point is this. Do not mess and breed with these low-quality, non-black women if you are a thinking black man, and vice versa for the black women out there who tend to date outside of their race. I'm not talking about the swirlers who talk about, we're gonna swirl tonight on the internet. But here's a good indication of if you're messing with a bottom shelf Brad or Stacy or whatever. And this is something that you need to answer honestly. You know, don't tell anybody else, don't even tell me. But honestly answer this. Would the members of their own race date the person you're with? There's your question. Just answer that. That's your pop quiz. That's your homework assignment. And if you can say, without a shadow of a doubt, that that person can get the majority of men or women from that race to date her or him, then you're good to go. If not, you may want to reconsider some things. Also, for the biracial kids out there, this is something that I've noticed personally in my life that has triggered me. Yeah, Clutch can get triggered. It's because a lot of these light-skinned individuals have been SJWs for the community, for Eidos. Hell, a lot of these people will go harder for the Eidos community than some of these Eidos individuals are. I mean, we see it right now. A lot of thinking black men, SYSPM guys, those who want to escape the community, or at least those who are calling out the BS, who made the manosphere. A lot of these guys not only were Eidos, but these were full-bred, dark-skinned Eidos dudes. Dudes who, despite the fact that the separation needs to come between light-skinned biracials and dark-skinned Eidos people, these are men I would consider allies nonetheless. Just like guys in the white manosphere. Oh, is it? Oh, he's ally white boys? I'm gonna tell my mans and them at my mans and barbershop, and I'm gonna tell Pookie right around the block. And more importantly, I'm going to tell my mama that you be allies with white boys. Who do you think you are, Donovan Sharp? Yes, you all call me his little brother anyway. But as far as those white manosphere guys who I consider allies, you know, those are the guys who stand up against the tribalist factions of their own race. You know, the ones who made the 21 Convention a back to traditionalism and traditional values and make America, you know what again. And instead of it being a unification of men, it was just a unification of rightist basement dwellers, of rightist neckbeards. Anthony Johnson. But shout out to the guys who stood in the face of white tribalism and who either quit or got fired from, quote unquote, fired. Oh my God. Anthony Johnson thinks he's Mr. Trump. You're fired for 21 Convention because you believe in all men being equal and civic nationalism. But shout out to those Richard Coopers and Rollo Tomasis and all the other guys who got fired or better yet quit the 21 Convention. But those are allies. But in any case, you do have some of these offspring biracials who are bigger SJWs for the Eidos community than the Eidos individuals themselves. And in order to have a great community, in order to make the community into a community again, the Eidos individuals, the full Eidos individuals, are eventually going to have to get up off their ass and put the boot in the asses of the hood underclass. You can't just have multiracial and light-skinned people doing all the damn work. Yeah, we do see some of the Eidos dark-skinned dudes doing it here in the manosphere. Shout out to the black manosphere, Negro manosphere. But these guys are a drop in the bucket compared to those within the community who want to run their mouths and cook black ram on these secretive-ass hangouts he's doing in the bottom of his basement. He's doing the boiler room. He doesn't have a man cave. Look at this guy. I'm watching this guy. I'm not going to mention his name, but I'm watching this guy right now. He's trying to cook black ram for being pro-passport, pro-SYSPM, pro-black men, getting outside the race, or getting outside the community, finding a better Stargate, Yeah, and yeah, you're gonna get another fee. You keep on. You keep on, Lingo. You keep on. I'm gonna roast you. But yeah, the multiracial individuals. I've been seeing a lot of them trying to prove themselves to be more black than the darkest skinned Eidos black person. And this just goes to show you that why? Just why? If you're raising multiracial kids, teach your kids to be proud of both cultures. Or better yet, teach them to be proud of American culture. And I know there isn't much to be proud of American culture in 2019, but if you want to show the kids when America was really great, just bust out some movies and TV shows and music and commercials from the 80s and 90s. There you go. And the reason why I say that is because I honestly believe that was the time in American history where we were as close as we ever were to being a racially integrated civic nationalist society where you were truly determined by the content of your character versus the color of your skin. Now, if you try to raise your kids in modern culture, it's just going to be all sorts of leftist and rightist balkanization, and then they're going to have to choose sides, whether they're going to be a limp-wristed leftist or neckbeard rightist. I mean, it's like there's no middle these days. And I emphasized how American culture today sucks in my video, You Are No One's Bailout Plan. I did some good roasting of today's American culture, where I cooked the left and the right. But if you want to take your kids back before the 80s, to be honest, yeah, you were looking at a time where culture didn't really appreciate members of all races, and depending on how far back you go, it was just blatantly racist. I mean, we gotta be honest about American history, about what it was. And that's why I say American culture was at its highest in the 80s and 90s. But why are you light-skinned dudes even caping for the community for as hard as you do? Granted, some of you guys are doing great work. You're trying to improve the black image. You're trying to make a community into the community. I met some of you guys in real life, and God bless you, dude. Seriously. But really, what is it for, man? I mean, I don't get it personally, but you guys are better people than me. And unlike the light-skinned chicks, who I can sort of see why they would rather be the queen of the dumpster versus a regular chick in a multiracial community, or worse yet, and historically this was true, the bottom of a barrel in white society where they were seen as a half-caste, I can see why they would do it. And hopefully we can foster a community where they don't have the need to do it. The need to feel like they need to be the queen of the dumpster fire known as Eidos. But you do it? What advantages do you all have caping for the community so hard? I mean, yeah, you probably get a bunch of punani from the Eidos sisters because they want the kid and the offspring with the pretty hair and the green eyes and all that happy horse crap, but we saw what happened as a result of that. We saw Jason Roger Pope and the fallout from that. I'm not saying you light-skinned guys are going that hard or being that reckless. But in any case, have your kids be proud of who they are on both sides. Also, speaking of culture, prevent your biracial children from embracing the worst of Eidos and current American culture. Eidos and mainstream American culture. As I stated, the mainstream American culture is trash. It hasn't been great in a long time. Heck, even the music has fallen off compared to what we had back in the day. And obviously, as far as Eidos culture is concerned, do I need to go any further? Do I need to really analyze on why you want your biracial children to have nothing to do with Eidos culture, particularly of 2019 or of even 1999, honestly? Come on. If you can, raise your kids to lean more towards the culture that is non-American. Because chances are that culture is probably way more stable than the American culture of today. I mean, hell, there's a reason why you picked that Stargate to begin with, honestly. Kirigaki Jones knows better. He's raising his kids to be more Japanese than American. And his kids are going to end up kicking freaking Brad and Stacy's kids. Brad and Stacy's kids who are either caught up, depending on how they were raised, or depending on if they had that jawline, and they'll be caught up in some SJW crap or some alt-righter crap. All the other kids are going to basically blow past Stacy's kids or Bebe's kids. And yeah, that's where the future is. The future is not with the current American culture we have today. There's a reason why Bad Bunny and BTS are two of the fastest growing musicians. By the way, BTS is a Korean K-pop boy band. And Bad Bunny's a Latin singer. He's like a Latino singer. Like that sort of thing. I need to learn to speak Spanish. Any case, it's no wonder why those things are overtaking and supplanting the current culture we have here today, because it's either Bad Bunny and BTS or it's limp-wristed soy boy NPR-inspired hipster indie music. Or not even indie music. It's mainstream now. It's like, come on. You want to tell me that listening to Hidden Fedoras isn't going to lower your testosterone levels, nor listening to Little Jizz and Young Illuminati or Dots and Friends isn't going to lower your IQ? Come on. If that doesn't happen, neither one of those things happen while you listen to today's Anglo and Negro music, then you're way better than everyone else. But a lot of these individuals are going to say that, well, you know what? You don't want to have mixed kids. They're going to be tragic mulattoes, and they're going to be light-skinned supremacists, and all this other kind of stuff. And especially now with the injuries going on with some of the more notable biracial and light-skinned dudes. I know Klay Thompson, from what I heard, he's going to be out for the rest of the season. Patrick Mahomes is going to be out for a few weeks to a month. And watch, the community, they are going to their barbershops. They're going to their mans in the barbershop and talking about, man, y'all saw the new? It's the good week in the community. Yeah, why is that, boss? Man, you know, Klay Thompson, he ain't going to play for this season. Man, you got KD was out? Nah, man, KD's going to be back before that light-skinned pretty boy Klay. And Patrick Mahomes got messed up by my man, Aaron Donald and them Rams, man. Them Rams. Eidos wins again. Yo, dog. Yeah, I'm talking. Yo, dude, you. Yeah, me. What, man? What? Yeah, how's Shorty in them? How's little Shorty in them, man? Your light-skinned little Shorty. Man, she doing good, man. I got her believing into the hype that, you know, she black too. She black too, like me and you, man. Now, I ain't talking about that, though. I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about how she's treating you at home. Is she cooking for you? Is she cooperating? Is she on her act right? She ain't got no top hat, right? Look, man. Look, I got my hoe in control. You know, I gotta be honest with you guys, man. Ain't nothing leaves shot, right? No, man. Man. Look, man. Look. Man. Yeah, I gotta listen. Look, I've been listening to all these videos about how, you know, you're gonna be red pill and how to take control of your woman. And on this game stuff, I've been buying all of the Patreon, all the dating coaches, and all of the swag coaches, and all the game coaches, and all the red pill guys, man. But my light-skinned shorty still giving me shit, man. I ain't bullshit. This is the bullshit she's putting me, man. Now, guess what? Look, I was hyped up when I heard Klay Thompson was going to play the rest of the season. And you know what she told me? She told me to take out the trash, man. I can't take out no trash. I told my boy to take out the trash. And she told me, hey, you ain't going to tell my kid to take out no trash. That ain't your kid. That's my kid. That's my kid. And the pretty boy that I got with, you ain't his father. You ain't his father, so you going to tell take out the trash. I'm going to tell you to take out the trash. Like, I just been in the basement ever since, man. I've been in the basement, and I've been making YouTube videos, and you know what I've been doing? I've been cooking! I've been cooking all these red pill guys. I want to tell these guys to find stargates and get on your purpose and leave the community and give it to Becky or Malin or Rosalind or a light-skinned Alicia like my girl, though. What are you thinking black men trying to get with these women? It is reserved for real men of the community. The warrior class of the community. Man, what are you talking about? You ain't no warrior class, B. What bid you done? What bid you done in the community? Man, I did bids up and down this block. You know what I'm talking, man. Let's see me else you talking about you lawyer. I'm a lawyer. I ain't saying I'm a lawyer. That's you, though. That's you, man. You better run. That is where you're going to get with... Why the hell did I just do that? I was just kidding. What was I saying? What was I honestly saying? Oh yeah, you got the Eidos guys cooking. Patrick Mahomes and Klay Thompson, they're celebrating because apparently those guys went down with injuries. I mean, that's what a lot of these Eidos individuals believe. They believe that if you can get one of these light-skinned girls, light-skinned women to believe that we's black too, then the days is going to be more cooperative. But in reality... yeah, these women think, let me repeat this, that they are the queen of the dumpster fire known as the Eidos community. And as a queen, do you think they're going to give you any cooperation, any submission, any more than some typical Eidos staggle would? At best, they'll be on that same level. And at worst, yeah. And that's more of the reason why you don't need to have light-skinned and biracial individuals dealing with those within the community. I mean, yeah, they're thinking black men and thinking black women who they'll date out, marry out, and have their own communities. And that's why we need it, because if we keep on the trajectory that we're in, we're just going to be stuck in this muck and mire known... I don't need to finish the rest. Everyone else out there will always bet on X.